Hello, everybody. We're going to talk about Fallout, the TV series today, as requested by one of my users. Now, I will tell you when the spoilers are about to start. At that point, if you haven't seen it, tune out, just turn off the video and come back later. What did I think of it then? Well, it was the first series is developing the characters and the background story to it all. You see a few complaints about it retconning the story and stuff like that. Um, it's a new story, to be honest. It's a new story with old villains. So no, it hasn't retconned really. It's just added to it in the same way every game adds to it. So no, that's not it. But it does spend the first 8 episodes building the character up and setting the scene. My guess is that the story gets going for real from season 2. That's what I think anyway. But you do need to watch the first series to understand the characters and the background because that's what it's doing. Right, now we're going to get into the spoilers. So if you haven't seen it, tune out now because this might ruin it for you. Right, you all tuned out? Good. Shady Sands. Now, Shady Sands was still around in end of New Vegas, end of Fallout 3, that kind of era. It was the capital of the New California Republic, which was made up of not one state but 4 states. So if someone was to say blow up Shady Sands, there's still 3 other states left that were signed up to the New California Republic. What happens to them is unknown, but it should be said that these 3 states weren't blown up. Right? In the TV series, Shady Sands is destroyed. So at the end of New Vegas, that's when the TV series, the law starts to kick in for the TV series with the destruction of Shady Sands. You see some of these elite rangers, the ones that you might see in my mod, with the glasses and the helmet and the sniper rifle, right? You see it on all the posters as well for Fallout New Vegas. Them lot, they're wandering. Well, the survivors are wandering the race wasteland just like the Wanderer did. So, Shady Sands basically marked the end of the New California Republic in that area. Whether it does anywhere else, it's anybody's guess. So we don't know for certain if the New California Republic is there or not. But it would certainly make a good story if someone was fighting to rebuild it after a certain person blew it up, wouldn't it? So I'm guessing the actual storyline for Fallout will be about re-establishing a new republic in that same area as after the destruction of Shady Sands. So you probably see the whole storyline being about establishing or rebuilding, civilization. Now, the star of the actual show says the Vault-Tec dwellers were to leave the vault and then basically recolonize the Earth and rebuild civilization. So, rebuilding the new California Republic from scratch, that makes sense if you think about it. Plus, the storyline paints Vault-Tec as the villain. And as Vault-Tec is the villain in the series, and they do all kinds of hideous experiments on Vault dwellers, and now we see them destroying the cities on the surface as well, in order to ensure that the only survivors are the people from the vaults, then we really do have a classic villain in the works here, which has the potential to keep on going for years and years and years. And it doesn't necessarily have to be about one man, this Hank. Says he can be come and go, it makes no difference. Vault-Tec's got vaults all over the place, and it's probably going to be full of villains. So, it's a story that just keeps on giving. We don't have to worry too much, about them running out of ideas, because as soon as Hank gets boring, we just get rid of him, bring in a new villain, from another vault. But anyhow, yeah, Voltec is the villain in the story, and they're chasing down the mastermind of it all, the one that wanted to destroy most of the surface in order to make sure Voltec was the only option left at the end, so they could colonize the Earth and repaint it in their own image. So yeah, and the introduction to the series, the first few episodes, does quite a good job of introducing us to Vault-Tec and what their initial plans were. So by the time we get into the series itself and we start to see the characters develop and the plot lines are starting to come to the forefront, and we start seeing the characters pre-war, or some of the characters pre-war, and what they're like now, then things start to make a lot of sense. Of course, the Brotherhood of Steel have always been a bit dark, and it's kind of semi-evil, I would say. They're trying to be good, but there's a really bad dark side to them. The TV series paints them as on their last legs, and they need this technology that they're seeking in order to, bounce back stronger with new leaders and things. So there are elements to the show that doesn't quite ring true with my version of events in my head from playing the games. I understand that the person who made the game, made the series, played Fallout 3. He didn't say he played anything else, unfortunately, so I don't know what's going on there. But anyway, by the time the series starts, Shady Stands had been gone for years, and Fallout 4 happens after that, I believe. Then the TV series starts right at the very end. So basically, the destruction of Shady Stands is something that is history by the time the TV series starts. This means that by the time it starts, all the events that have happened or would happen have happened, and they're just dealing with the consequences. So this isn't something that was happened in the series, it's happened before the series, in a sense. It's retconned basically, they added it, they added these details to the series in the same way other games have added details in the past in order to make themselves valid. So how does this affect anything? Well, it's just an Elder Scrolls trick, isn't it? Because if you look at Oblivion, they're talking about empires and Morrowind breaking away and Oblivion gates and stuff. Then next thing you know, you're in Skyrim, the empire's gone. But the empire was still alive in Oblivion, it was still on the go. The empire, when it comes to Skyrim, it's falling apart at the seams, it's been invaded by the Falmor. There's nothing left, it's on its last legs, it's run by, warlord, and there's no more dragonborns in charge of the empire and stuff like that. Basically, it's gone, it's just an empire in name only. Well, they're doing that, basically. They're keeping the story going by constantly evolving and changing things. And I think basically that's what you have to do, because if you constantly make things about the new California Republic always going from strength to strength, then eventually you'd have a Fallout game which is basically like New York today. It wouldn't feel like Fallout anymore. So you have to keep tearing things down in order to build things up again. So I think this series, the whole series itself, will be about, the characters rebuilding, what was destroyed in some way, or establishing a new settlement or a new thing. You won't see it fully formed. They'll just show you the beginning of it, I reckon, and then. In the next game, you'll suddenly hear about this massive city in some distant land that's got these problems, and you'll think, I saw that in the TV series. That's what I'm expecting. But overall, it's not been bad. It's been quite a good series, I think, for considering it's the first 8 episodes. The characters are actually all right. The Gull's quite evil in some respects, but I think he's kind of cold-hearted because of what happened to him and his family. Um, Vault dwellers are starting to realise that they've all been duped. Well, the ones that got out, they realise they've been duped and there's evils afoot from Vault-Tec. So that's a story I reckon will be the central theme for quite a while, and I reckon the settlement side of things will run in the background alongside that, with the rebuilding of civilization in some form in certain areas. So some future game can have it blow up, and change things all over again in true Bethesda style. So nothing's unusual here, I don't think. It is worth watching if you haven't seen it. If you haven't got Prime and you can't see it, then buy Prime and just watch it. Just binge watch it in 1 month. It's only 8 episodes, so anyhow, I'll see you in the next one. Let me know what you think of the series. I think it's going to turn out to be quite good overall. I like the characters in it, and it's got a kind of dark sense of humour. Although, to be honest, it can be a bit gory at times. If you're not into gore, you might not, appreciate it. But heads exploding, fingers being cut off, all these kind of things, it's all normal in this. It does bring you the nitty gritty wasteland reality. So, yeah. Anyway, I'll see you in the next one. Let us know what you think.